Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Chat GTM podcast, reporting to you live here from the RFIS show. And for those of you who don't know what it is, it's a restaurant franchising and innovation summit here on Coronado Island, beautiful San Diego, California. I got celebrities walking by me. I got the head of Juice It Up walking by me. I got Zach Oates from Ovation. And next to us, another industry luminary, somebody I respect, admire, and has been one of my biggest competitors and actually one of my best industry friends. Funny how that works out.
It is funny.
Mr. Brett Berger with SynergySuite.
That's a great introduction. Thank you,
Isn't
Michael.
it? Yeah. I practiced it for about half a second in my
I
head.
appreciate that.
So, Brett, welcome on the show. I know you're a longtime listener. Never been on. I've been chasing for years. And I actually had to trank dart him and make him wake up in this chair to get him to do this in the moment. So, Brett, this is a new show to us. Have you been at this event before?
I've been here years ago and then took a break, and this is our first year really back.
Okay.
Yeah.
What brought you here?
So originally, years ago, we were looking for a strong mid-market presence, and this gave it was a really good show for mid-market.
Right.
And then we took a break for a few years, and I started coming back because a lot of the names coming here, a lot of the brands, and a lot of bottom-up approach, like meaning franchisee first approach.
Yep.
This is a great show for that. Also, it's small, intimate. It's a nice balanced show for that. Yeah.
And the view doesn't suck.
And the view's hard to beat. Yeah.
Yeah, that might be the real reason. It's
Right?
in San Diego. That might be the only reason you need it.
I was out on my porch over here in the hotel room watching fish jump and birds diving for fish. I was like, I don't even know why else I came. This is fantastic.
Yeah. Now, where's home for you? It's
Utah. Yep.
That's not an ugly place either, though.
It is beautiful. It's hard to
definitely
beat.
God's country.
Yep.
So for those in the world that don't know, been living under a rock, or maybe they started a new brand or concept, quick soundbite. What is SynergySuite? What does it do? Who do you do it for?
So SynergySuite is a consolidative back of house. We do all the prime costs are a focus for us.
Yep.
And what we're working on and what we've really built our brand around is ROI. So a lot of the back office brands out there talk about how they make life easier. We decided that we were going to not talk about that anymore, start talking about proving it.
Okay.
So we really have spent the last couple of years building proof that we make people more money or save them more time than other back offices do. Not to say that the other back offices aren't great. I mean, a rising tide floats all boats.
Yep.
But I can prove our ROI
What
to the
areas
penny.
what areas do you emphatically claim you outpace them in?
Purchasing.
Oh.
100% purchasing. We built some AI that functions uniquely in the space. So this is technical,
Okay.
but the way you've always forecasted in the restaurant space has been a weighted sales average.
Yeah. Last 6 weeks trailing kind of
Yeah,
stuff,
right.
Yeah.
Or if I sell $1,000, we're guessing it's going to be this product mix, right?
Yep.
What we had to do to make AI work is we had to build a forecast for every single ingredient.
Okay.
So instead of having a weighted forecast, we're literally forecasting for everything, and we can add in any variable we want into that mix, like weather or traffic or construction, and add those in there, events, things like that,
Right.
and build out a forecast that is so specific. And people talk about their accuracy of forecasts, and they talk about it based on a week. Typically.
Right.
So they're talking about we're within 4% for a week. You guys have seen this.
Yeah.
We're like within 4% per hour right now.
Wow.
Which is something we're very proud of, and people don't know how good that is.
Does it reforecast throughout the day, depending on the day part, depending on sales?
100%. All of those things are accounted for in the forecast.
Chad?
So, Brett, who does that make SynergySuite best for in terms of the kind of brands that feel that kind of problem and that variability from forecast to actual?
Anybody that wants to make more money, just to give you a feel, we actually measure our brand. We proving the ROI part. We have a brand that their AUVs are like 1.2 million.
Yep.
So really quick service, right?
Yep.
And adoption is never perfect, so we can see what people who don't use our system are spending in food cost. We can see what people who use our system, the old model, and we can see what they're using, what they're doing when they're using our AI. And I can tell you the difference between the folks that don't use it or use a part of it is about $28,000, $804 per year for this brand.
That's a very specific number.
It's to the penny. we literally, like I told you, we measure food costs. We measure to the penny, brand per brand, to say, look, if you adopt us, because change management is the hardest part of software. Right?
Yep. Yeah.
Every
If
time.
anybody saw Shoulder Sheedy last week, that was all about not just change management, but how do you get people equipped to use it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when we go to a franchisee and say, look, you own 2 locations, what would you buy if you had $50,000 more to spend on stuff?
Yeah.
And we get better adoption. We also track adoption. So we know we don't do specifics, but we do keep track of every click so that we're sure about the value we're providing.
Right.
Because I think a lot of the industry to this point has thought of us as theoretical. We think people are using it because of this.
Yeah.
We guess people use it because of this, right? We wanted to know the real reason. And so that's been our focus. It's been really, really useful and helpful.
What's been the new thing over the last 6 months that Synergy's working on or getting ready to reveal? Is there anything coming out of the pipe or just got out that you want to talk about?
So we've been taking the same AI model and transitioning it to all the other parts of the system. So one of those has been our production management. So now we're able to forecast, every 15 minutes what people should produce. That's thaw, it's cook, it's
prep, pull,
all of those things. They're down to 15 minutes at that same AI forecast. And we're finding that transition, like the purchasing alone was saving people $28,804 at that one brand.
Right.
Now that's transitioning to the purchasing. And the returns aren't that big yet, but we're getting tighter and tighter.
Yeah.
And they're getting better and better. And that's also moved to our scheduling system as well. So all of that forecasting is just really paying dividends. And then the next step is to take it and plug in an LLM or an LOM, which we're actually working on right now.
It's like a conversational model?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So instead of when a manager logs on and their home screen gives a report right now, it'll tell them, hey, your store's looking great. These are the highs. These are the lows. This is what I think you should focus on. What do you want to do today?
Got it. So prescriptive plus some interaction.
Exactly.
Wow.
Hey, Brett, how do you think traditional, or I'll say even legacy, categorization of technology in the industry, like POS, back office, business intelligence platform, how do you think those old legacy categories are changing as a result of AI and the kind of work you guys are doing?
Well, this is just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
But I see the lines blurring.
Lean in a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I see the lines blurring a little. I see people better equipped to take on functionality they weren't able to attack.
Yep.
We're also seeing better integrations between technologies because we have 100 developers or so.
Yep.
And they used to have a set output. Right. There was a human output, and now that's 5 times what it was back then. So the amount of productivity that developers are delivering for the human capital is exponential, and it's going to get better, not worse, right? And so we're going to see that happening more. The tech's going to get better and better and better. It's going to be able to work better with each other.
Right.
We almost never run into a point of sale now that isn't equipped to handle a good back of house integration.
Yeah.
So question on that line, I know you've at least been around, I think we've been around about the same amount of time, 15, 16 years at least, playing in the places we play. And throughout that, RTN's been present, and they've been fighting the valiant fight to create standards, have those standards, start proliferating, because what you're saying is integrations are becoming easier. I imagine they're aligning in some way, but has the dream of standardization started to land?
RTN has certainly helped ask the question at least, right? And building some idea of where we want to focus. This industry is very focused around the customer, so I don't think you're ever going to be perfect at. Every customer is very different in our space, so it's never going to be perfect.
Right.
But that being said, I think tech companies have started to realize that you can't really succeed here on an island. And so tech companies are reaching out and trying to work with each other better than they have in the past. I think with a few exceptions, you have some conglomerates that are trying to charge for people coming into
or
them.
drag their feet to make it painful, so they move on to their platform instead.
Exactly, or they're just too big to actually execute.
Right.
But in the space where SynergySuite operates, and most people operate in our space, I think people are really focused on building a cohesive environment. The partnering part of the business has become more important than ever.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like the keynote's kicking off in there, and I hope we're not holding you back from it, but I want to take a minute to just say thank you for coming on the show. For people that want to talk to you, I know you're on LinkedIn all the time, but what's the best way to get a hold of you?
You can reach me by LinkedIn or by my email, brett.berger, BERGER, at SynergySuite.com, or call my mobile.
And if I'm a restaurant, what am I feeling that would go, I really need to call SynergySuite?
If you want an easier life for operations, we don't do anything to get more customers in the door. So if it's not that, but you want better operations and you want to make more money and you want to improve the type of franchisees you have, we're a great resource because we can prove all the revenue coming into the location.
Boom. I always thought the back office systems were almost like, if you set up the right way, it's like being a franchisor all over again. Take the following tools, and if you use it right, you will be successful.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well said.
I've done it a couple times.
You have done it a couple times.
Well, everybody, this has been Brett Berger with SynergySuite. Chad, before we wrap up, anything else?
Let's have a great RFIS.
Let us have a great RFIS. Yes, I'll do a fist bump. Cool. All right, well, everybody, this has been the Chat GTM podcast, signing off here from the RFIS show in San Diego. We'll see you on the next one. Stay tuned for more.